KVUE News senior investigative reporter Tony Plohetski is live on the ground right now with an update for us. Tony, what have you learned?
And Ashley, we do have an Austin Division Battalion Chief who is here with us. He has been on scene all morning. His name is Mark Bridges. Chief Bridges, good morning to you.
Good morning, sir. How are you doing today?
Good. It's been about an hour, 90 minutes or so since we got the latest update. What is the latest information that you can tell us right now?
The latest information we have is that we have two cranes that are both stable at the bases, and they are entangled in some manner at the very top, and because of that we are concerned about what may happen if the wind catches them and they blow over. So what we've done is we've cordoned off an area equal and greater to the height of the cranes in all directions, 360 around the structure. We're keeping everybody out. Right now there's no danger. Initially we had some patients that were injured when they were fleeing from when the cranes collided, and we're not sure exactly what happened or how they got entangled. But now that the patients are done, our primary objective is just to kind of hold the scene, not let anybody go in. We're awaiting the arrival of some construction specialists from the company and the crane to figure out how we can work together to solve the problem of the disentanglement.
So one important thing that is really captivating a lot of public attention right now, though, as people watch this playing out, is that we know that the crane operator is still inside the crane, right?
That's correct, and initially that was a little surprising to us, but after finding out why he's there, it makes perfect sense. So the crane operator provides an extra level of safety for the crane.
What does that mean exactly?
So normally the crane is meant to kind of free swing with the wind, because as the way their construction is, if they don't free swing with the wind, that can cause problems. So normally they sway a little bit. In this case, we don't want them to sway because it is entangled with the other crane. So the crane operator has the brake on and it's locked, but the crane operator is also in that stable base at that crane with his foot on the brake, providing a secondary safety. So we're in communication with the operator. He's fine. He's used to working up there for long periods of time, and with the weather conditions today are favorable, so we are just kind of in a holding pattern, and we're comfortable with him being there, kind of providing that secondary safety.
And so you're saying that he's there for safety reasons, and that his safety is not in danger at all.
That's what we believe. After consultation with him and with the construction supervisor and people on scene, we believe that he's okay up there, and he's working in his normal capacity in that crane bucket. He's just not used to working with an entangled crane on the other end.
So he is calm and reporting to the ground?
That's affirmative.
I want to talk to you because obviously we have seen Austin, the population and the growth of buildings explode over the past 2 decades. The Austin Fire Department trains for the possibility of the type of events that we've seen unfold this morning. Can you just talk about how AFD, and particularly the Special Ops Unit, trains for events just like this?
Sure. In AFD, we have a battalion made up of 5 different stations located at different parts of the city. So we are a functional battalion rather than a geographical. We are kind of spread out all over. And our members at these stations are trained to respond to fires and EMS calls. And in addition, we do all of these specialty operations such as hazardous materials, confined space, rope rescue, high angle rescue like this crane operation here. And our members, when they come into Battalion 6 is our specialty battalion. For calls like this, they will receive an initial 120 hours of training in what we call a general rescuer class and then a rope technician class. After that, that's kind of the basic for calls like this. And then we can specialize. We have a tower rescue class that we can get folks familiar with the specialized equipment they'll be using to climb cranes. We train regularly with crane companies for downtown. It's no surprise the construction crane is the official bird of Austin, and we've seen a lot of these incidents, and there's cranes everywhere, and we've seen an uptick in incidents recently. And so with these companies that we work with downtown, we can use their construction basket to help effect rescue if we need to, but on something like this, the potential exists for us to have to send personnel up on top of the crane to take a look at to effecting some type of rescue. In this situation, there's not a critical rescue to be made. We're just kind of standby mode, so we're holding off on sending anybody up. If we needed to, we have competent trained personnel that have received in excess of 120 hours. In addition to our stations, we maintain a certain level of technicians available at each station, so that no matter where the call comes in, our all hazards response can enable us to respond effectively to Mueller area, South Austin, North Austin, and in Travis County as well.
So just to repeat one point that I believe you made, your folks were prepared to go however high that is and rescue that crane operator if that were necessary or if it became necessary.
That's correct. And this one just happened to be lucky. Our station is about 2 blocks that way, so we had a great response time this morning.
I know that people may have a difficult time seeing exactly from television. Can you say exactly how high up that crane is and how high that operator is?
Right now, the height of the crane of that one is about 150 feet. Okay. And so one of the things that we do when we initially show up is we try and estimate the height of the crane and then establish a safe cold zone area well outside the collapse radius of that crane should the worst happen. But that one's at about 150 feet. We've got the ability to climb as high as the crane is. But this one would not take much for us to send personnel to get to the top.
Thank you so much for taking the time to come over and talk to us and give us the latest information on what is happening this morning.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I know that you guys are certainly glad that this was not the type of incident that you've long feared.
That's correct.
Okay.
And one thing other I forgot to mention, we have our Austin Fire Department's drone team that's out.
That's right.
And they are providing excellent aerial surveillance of that allows us to get a good picture of what's happening at the top of the crane. So that's another capability that
we've got to go. I appreciate it. Thank you for your time. We really appreciate it. We'll toss it back to you, Ashley.